down. If you want a cushion underneath your bottom, then feel free just to lift the hips up. And you're just going to come to sit down on the floor. Notice that connection straight away and just arrive. How does the body feel this morning? How does the mind feel? That mind-body connection is really important. Sometimes we lose that. So it's just allowing us to connect back, connecting back to the breath. So the breath's a really good indicator, not just here, now in this moment, but throughout the day, throughout our life. Our breath really allows us to sort of connect to how we're feeling. So when we're calm and chilled, our breath is a lot slower and can be a lot deeper. And when we exercise, when we're stressed out, all those things sort of increase the heart rate and also increase the breath. So we use this time here just to settle in. Just take a couple more breaths here. I'm just going to read you out of the Yoga 365 book, and it is called The Yoga Wisdom, and it is for today, June the 19th. And it's yoga is connection. The Sanskrit root of the word yoga is yuj, which means to connect or to create connection. When we move on our mats, shifting our limbs, our muscles, our tissues and our bones, we create positive, aligned connection within our bodies. When our bodies are physically aligned, our minds can more readily find equivalent alignment, and our hearts can then share this sense of ease. Our physical, mental and emotional selves enter into a more meaningful conversation with each other. Yoga offers the connection of our bodies to our minds and to our hearts. Bringing your left hand onto your heart and your right hand onto your belly. Just take a few more breaths here, really breathing into this space. So into the space between both hands. On that exhale, really allowing that navel, the tummy to draw back. And again. Relaxing through the face and the shoulders. One more breath here. Mind, body, heart connection. Feel free to keep your eyes closed. Release the hands. On your next inhale, just reach the hands up above the head. And I want you to imagine that you're reaching through the left hand and then the right, and you're just gently lifting one arm and the other. So you're really stretching through the sides of the body. I almost think this is a bit like climbing a ladder. But just really reaching, really stretching those fingertips, creating space in the hands. One more to each side. And then exhale, bring the hands down again. Just coming into this twist, right hand on left knee, left arm behind you. Open up towards the left side. Inhale here. Exhale, twist. Coming back through center. Left arm on right knee, right arm behind you. Inhale. Take that length. Exhale, twist. And then slowly rolling back through center. If you're on a cushion, just move the cushion gently out of the way. We're going to come all the way over onto all fours. And just set your knees so they're hip width distance apart, and then send your heels back. So we're not bringing the toes into touch, but we're also not bringing the knees super wide or underneath us. They're sort of in line with the hips here. Walking the hands forward. You can keep the palms on the floor, you can tent the fingertips here. So you're on the fingertips, and then just resting the head in between the upper arm space. So decide how much activation you want here in the arms, in the shoulders. Maybe you rest the palms down. And you can gently start to just rock your hips side to side. So the feet are planted, the palms are planted. Just a gentle sway. That full connection. And then we're going to take this sway into our circle. So really working into those shoulders and hips this week. So we're going to take the sway. You can either go all the way to the right or left and then bringing yourself forward. But I want you to come as low as you can. So normally we're quite high up. I want you to come quite low, really inviting those shoulders in. So we're staying low to the ground here. You can walk the hands further forward if you need to. Just building some strength and some mobility into the hips. Reverse that circle, take it the other way. Lovely. And then the next time you spiral forward, then using your hands to gently push you back up. Walk the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. From here you can curl the toes under, or you can keep the top of the feet on the floor. Push away from your mat. Inhale, start to lift the knees, hover the knees. Allow those shoulders to roll back slightly away from the ears, gazing down into the space between the hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Lower the knees. Curl the toes under, push the hips back, really reaching back. And then from here, slide your hands all the way forward, come back onto the top of your feet, and then lower your hips all the way down to the floor. So just a bit of movement and stretching those feet. Aligning through the head and the spine, so bringing the forehead down to the ground. Hands underneath the shoulders, elbows tucked in. Keeping the chin tucked in until the last moment here, we're going to roll up into a cobra. So this cobra can be as small as you want. Inhale, starting to lift, and then maybe rolling the head up. You don't have to. You can keep the head tucked in, and then exhale, rolling back down. Chin tucks in. Inhale, roll. Just allowing us to roll through the spine. Again, you don't have to come too far. And one more. The next time here, you're going to inhale, roll up through the spine, looking up, then shifting those hips back, curl the toes under, and moving the hips up and back into our downward facing dog. So again, you can pedal the feet here. You can take one foot off the ground and the other just walking through. Navel draws in. Settle back in downward dog. Really paying attention to the hand placement here. So again, just gently having that awareness in the fingertips, the space in between the index finger and the thumb. Allow the shoulders to drop away, elbows gently coming down towards the floor. They don't touch the floor at all. It's just that motion to have that space in the shoulders. One more breath here. Exhale, lower the knees down. Slowly rolling up, coming up onto our high knees here. Do some circles with the wrists. Notice how your body feels, how your hands feel this morning. Full breath. A little bit of movement in the neck. And then lifting up the hips off the heels so you're into high knees. So feel free, you can keep the toes curled under. It's quite good for the toes. It allows you to stretch the sole of the feet, the fascia in the foot. So you can stay here. We're just going to do a bit of movement with the arms. If you need to pad out the knees, then do. So from here, inhale, take the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come to touch. Bringing your hands down to your heart, drop the chin in towards the hands. Inhale, send the hands all the way up. Exhale, chin to chest. So just keep that going with your breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart, chin to chest. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands down by your side. So we're going to add on here. So keeping the toes curled over for now. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Come onto the top of your feet. Exhale, folding forward. Hands by your side, drop your chin down. So you're really rounding through your spine here. Inhale, coming back up to high knees, reach the arms all the way up. You can curl the toes under if you want to, or stay on the top of the feet. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, as the hands come down by your side, folding forwards, hands reach back behind you, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Again, rolling up, inhale, hands out, left to right. Exhale, hands to heart, navel draws in, awareness through the top of the feet. Inhale, reaching the hands up. Exhale, sinking those hips back, hands come all the way back behind you, opening up through the chest. Head comes down towards the floor, and we're going to pause here. Take a breath, maybe the palms are placed on the floor. Conscious breathing. Inhale, slowly rolling up, tuck the chin towards the chest. Keeping the knees where they are, so keeping the legs where they are. We're just going to step the left foot forward, in between, or towards the front, in between the hands. So bring your hands down to frame the foot. Just get a little bit of movement in here, so shifting forwards and back. And then from here, bringing the right hand down to the earth. Inhale, lift the left arm up. So just like in this side lift here. You can stay here. You can walk this left foot out a bit more to take a bit more space if you want to. And then bend your right knee. So decide whether you want to bring this left hand back and hold onto that right foot, if it's available to you. If not, you can just practice bending here. Bending that foot, maybe reaching back, pointing through those back toes. It allows you to grip hold, open up through the chest. Okay, lovely. You can just be in this twist here. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor. We're going to lift this back knee. We're going to step that right foot in slightly. Inhale, lifting up, straighten through both legs. Exhale, folding over, coming into our pyramid pose. So really stretching through the body here. Relax through the shoulders, relax through the face. Inhale, bend into that front leg. Pivot the back foot, so you're going to come up into warrior two. So sending the toes out towards the right side of that right foot. Inhale, driving through the legs, come all the way up. And then send the hands towards the front and back. Warrior two. Take a moment here, breathe, relax through those shoulders. Reverse warrior here. And then coming forwards, this time we're going to come all the way down to the floor. Pivot that back foot, keeping that back foot lifted. Right hand comes down, lift that left arm up again, coming into a higher lunge twist here. Activate through that back leg, so pushing the heel towards the back of your mat. Then from here, left hand comes down to the floor, looking towards the front of your mat, gently lifting this right foot off the floor. So you have a choice here. You can just practice lifting here, bring the toes back down and working in this, okay? So we inhale to lift, exhale down, or maybe you inhale, lift, and you start to come into these standing splits, pointing through the toes. You can be up on the fingertips. Your hands can be towards the floor. If your hands don't come to the floor, you can bend this standing leg. Okay, just work on straightening through the right. You can have some blocks here for the hands. Full breath. Wherever you are, just take a moment here so you can be moving through here. This is really good for the hips, for the mobility, also for balance. And as we get older, sometimes we lose the sort of ability to balance, and we need to try and get a little bit of that back. Helps us to prevent falls and things like that. Exhale, trust, bend into that front knee, send the right foot back again, hands come down to the floor, step the left foot back, shifting forward, lower the knees, lower all the way down to the tummy. Come on to the top of the feet, roll the shoulders back, inhale, cobra. Maybe straighten through the arms here, lifting through the hips slightly, coming into an up dog variation. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale, pushing back up onto knees. Coming all the way up to high knees. Take a moment here. Shake through the hands if you need to. And then we're going to step the right foot forward now. So right foot forward again, just get a bit of movement in here through this right leg. Stretching through. So I really like to sort of drop my hips down when I come forward, just a really good stretch for the hip flexors. A little bit of movement here. Then we're going to bring our left hand down to the floor. Your right foot can walk out a little bit if you want to. Inhale, take the right arm up. And again, just stay here. If you want to, you can lift that back knee. Maybe this is where you stay, take a couple of breaths. If you want to, you can bend that left leg, pointing through the left toes and then coming in to this stretch here. Great for the front of the thighs, the quads, but also a really nice heart opener. So you decide, you can be here, here, or here. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then you're going to release that right hand back to the floor, lifting through that back leg. Bring it in slightly. Inhale to lengthen, straighten through both legs. Exhale, start to fold over that front leg. And again, you can have small bend in that front knee if you need to. Trying to level the hips off. So quite often, if we think about this side of the body, we'll shift our weight to the left because it takes the stretch off of this right leg. So try and level the hips and then send the hips back and the chest forward. And you'll really feel that in the right leg. Relax through the shoulders. Another breath here. And then slowly bend into that front knee, repeating what we did just a moment ago on the other side. So bend into that front knee. If you already struggle to get the hands to the floor, see if you can raise them up a bit, okay? You can be here just lifting, okay? Balancing on that right leg, lifting the left behind you, and just keep switching here. Just get a bit of movement. Maybe you take standing split, so you anchor down through that right foot. You can have a soft bend in that right leg if you need to, and start to point through the left toes, really reaching that left leg up into the air. Full conscious breaths. Wherever you are, you can be in either of these. You can be in one and then transition to the other. Wherever you are, take another breath. Exhale, trust, bend into that front knee, send the left foot behind you. Pivot that left foot out to the side, so you're coming into this warrior two. And then use the strength in the legs. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, arrive in your warrior two. Just settle in, do a little bit of the checklist, making sure that this right knee is not folding in, that you can still see your big toe of that right foot. Take a breath here. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, coming forward. Pivot that back foot, coming all the way down. Left hand comes down. Inhale, take the right arm up. Exhale, right hand comes back to the earth. Send the right foot back behind you. Shifting forward, maybe on knees, maybe full plank now. Either all the way or chaturanga. Onto the top of the feet. Upward dog or cobra. So in up dog, the hips are lifted, the knees don't have to be, but you can really press into the top of the feet and lift the knees. Exhale, lower the knees, curl the toes under, rolling through the spine now, coming into our downward dog. Take a breath here. Just like that reading, this mind-body connection. Ahimsa is the first sort of path, the rule in yoga, the non-violence. So we only move our bodies in ways that feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, maybe it can be adjusted so it does. Or maybe it's just not right for us today. So take another breath here. Exhale, lower your knees down. Knees come as wide as your mat, big toes to touch, sink the hips back. And I invite you to bring your hands on top of each other, elbows out left to right, so you're really able to rest the shoulders here. Relaxing through the space in the upper body, in the back. Really sinking those hips back and down. So those exhales, I can really feel it in my body as I exhale that everything starts to soften and becomes a little bit heavier in the hips. And this lightness through the upper body. Full breath. Inhale slowly, coming back up. Okay, from here, hands coming underneath the shoulders, coming back to this tabletop position, but we're going to curl the toes under. And we're going to come into sort of hover knees, sometimes it's called bear. Okay, so from here, push away from the mat, you're gazing down towards the floor, the space in between the hands, and then just start to lift your knees. So this is like a bear pose. Then I want you to step your left foot back. Breathe. Bring that left foot back in, so we're still hovering the knees. Send the right foot back. Really mindful breath here, pushing away with the chest. Bring that right foot in, left foot back. So just move with the breath. Exhaling in, inhaling to step. Exhaling back in, inhale to step. So this is strong. We're just going to do a few more. Really tapping into that center, that strength in the shoulders that we've been working on. One more to each side. And then lower the knees. Come on to the top of the feet. Just stretch the hips back, wiggle the hips. Hands can stay where they are. You can squeeze through the hands if you need to. So making fists and then stretching. Full breath. Inhale, rolling up. Walk the hands forward. Exhale, lifting those hips. Downward facing dog. Full breath. Anchor down through that left foot. Inhale, lifting the right leg up behind you. Take it as high as you can, comfortably. Exhale, right knee comes towards the right elbow. Upper body in plank. Inhale, send that right leg up behind you. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. One more. Inhale, send it up behind you. Last one, well done. Right elbow, then bring it into the center, then step it up. If you need to lower that left knee down, do so first. Inhale, roll the shoulders. Open up through the chest. Lifting the hips. Left hand comes down to the floor. Inhale, take the right arm up. So just repeating here. Take another breath. Right hand comes down. Pivot this left foot. Coming into our warrior two. This time take the left hand forward, up and back. Coming in here. So we arrive in this warrior two. We're going to work into the shoulders. So we're keeping the legs strong. If at all they start to get a little bit achy, you can straighten through and bend back in. So it's our left hand that's going to do the work. So what I want you to do is just bring your left hand towards the right palm. So they're facing or touching each other. You're then going to take that left arm all the way back, reach it up, back to this right hand. So it's not anything too complicated, but we're just working into the shoulders, helping that mobility, working here. So we inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, bring it back. One more. And then we're going to start to get some circles in here. So left hand comes down, up, towards the front. Down, up, towards the front. Down, up behind us, towards the front. Your legs might be feeling it now. Do two more of these. Then we're going to reverse it. So left hand towards the front. Inhale, up, behind, reaching back, down to the floor, towards the front. So up above, behind, to the floor, to the front. Just keep that going, strong through the legs. Trying to maintain this warrior two pose. One more here, doing really well. Reaching forward with that left hand. Send that left hand all the way back. Bring it down to that back thigh. Reach the right hand up. Exhale. Come all the way down. Left hand to the floor. Inhale, take the right arm up. Exhale, right hand down. Shifting forward, so this left foot comes forward a little bit. Then lifting left leg up behind you. Standing splits. You're doing really well, guys. There's lots of sort of building strength here in a mindful way. So again, if you need to bring the foot down to the ground and move in and out, you can. You don't even have to lift this left leg very high. You could just be here. You might even have the toes on the floor. So just working. Take one more breath. Then bend into that front knee. Send that left foot back. Hands come down. This time, right foot comes back to the left, shifting forwards. Lower the knees. Or come down, Cobra Chaturanga, upward facing dog or Cobra, all the way back to downward dog. Well done. Take a breath here. Breathe in deep. Anchor down through your right foot. Inhale, lift the left leg up behind you. Shifting forward with your upper body, so upper body's in plank, left knee comes to left elbow. Inhale, send it up behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left knee, left elbow. Bring it to the center. You can lower that right knee if you need to. Step the left foot up. Right hand comes down to the floor. Inhale, reach. Low twist. Exhale, left hand comes down. Pivot this back foot now. Left hand, right hand, sorry, comes forward, up and back. Warrior two on this side. So arrive here. Find your connection to this pose. And then we're just going to repeat. I'm going to switch sides. Okay, so you connect here and then flip it so your left palm is facing towards the right. Your right hand is going to come to meet it. Legs stay, warrior two. Bringing this right hand back, bending through the elbow, reaching back, bringing it back to the front. Strong legs. So these warrior poses are really powerful. It's about that inner strength. And we all have it. Use it every day. Mind and body. Last one. Right hand comes towards the front. Okay, from here, we're going to start to create some circles. So you're going to bring the right hand back, up and forwards. So you're just circling the hands. You feel free if you want to follow the hands with your head, you can. To start to invite a bit more movement in here. So really working into these shoulders. The shoulder girdle moves in so many different directions. Yet the smallest little twist or twinge can really play havoc with our shoulders and our back. So just working on the mobility and strength. And then reverse. Take it forward, up, back, and down. And again, you can follow it if you want to, or you can just really work into the shoulder. Breathe into those legs. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more here. Next time, inhale, reach the arms all the way back, coming back into this warrior two, palms facing down. Exhale, right hand comes down to that back leg, reaching the left arm up. You can even straighten through that left leg if you want to. And then exhale, bending into that front knee, bringing the hands all the way down to the floor. From here, stepping the left foot back towards the right, shifting forwards. And again, go through a vinyasa. So feel free to lower the knees if you want to. Really tap into that ahimsa. What does your body need? Causing no harm. Back in downward dog. Take a breath. Bending the knees, slowly walking the hands back towards the feet. Bring the heels to the floor, tuck the chin in towards the chest. We're going to do 3 halfway lifts here. So inhale, allow your hands to roll all the way up to the thighs. Roll the shoulders back, gazing forward, navel draws in. Exhale, rolling back down. Inhale, maybe hands come to shins this time. Push the shins into the hands. Navel draws back, you can sink the hips a little bit lower. Exhale, forward fold. Repeat either of those two, or maybe the fingertips come to the ground. Inhale, create length, straightening through the legs. Navel draws in. Exhale to fold. Take a moment here. You can grab the opposite elbow, start to sway from side to side. You can have really soft knees. You can take the feet wider. Just really be in this pose. What can you do or change to make it work for you? To really connect what's going on, you can soften through the knees. Really allowing that chin to tuck in so you can drop the head. Conscious breathing, then perhaps come to stillness. Giving yourself thanks. Reaffirming that you are amazing as you are, and that your body is amazing for allowing you to move in the way that you do. Bringing your hands down to the floor, walk the feet in just a little bit, keeping them underneath the hips. Inhale, tuck the chin, slowly rolling all the way up. And then just pause, okay? So we've been head down for quite a while, so just take a moment to pause here. Relax through those shoulders. Almost like you're tagging a bit of weight into the hands and the elbows to allow them to drop down. Lifting the toes to have that awareness through the feet. And then when you replant the toes, just gently soften a little bit through the knees. Navel draws in, tailbone tucks under. That full body awareness. Really aware of the ground underneath your feet. Can you feel all of your sole of your feet? You need to adjust the weight slightly. You find that you lean to one side more than the other. So just observe. Feel free to adjust slightly if you need to. And we are going to take 2 more breaths here. Start to rain on the roof here now. To me, it's really calming and it's a lovely sound. Just hope it's not too loud for you guys. And then slowly release. Shake off the legs, shake off the arms. Just find a little bit of movement. Okay, we're going to come to, remain in this standing position with our feet underneath the hips. And I want you to think cat-cow here, okay? So we are going to get some movement in here. We're going to bring our hands onto our thighs. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see. So we're going to bring our hands onto the thighs. And I almost want you to sort of stick your bottom out. Quite a lot of the time we'll sort of tuck the tailbone under here. I want you to sort of stick your bottom out behind you, but then bring your navel in, okay? So the legs, the feet are firmly planted. We still have that lift here. We're going to basically move through the spine. So the legs don't really move. There is that slight movement, but it's movement through the spine. more so. So from here, we're going to inhale, hands on the sides, roll those shoulders back so that your chest can come forward. And you get this sort of natural arch in your back. As we exhale, the chin comes into the chest, navel draws back. So we really start to then tuck under, rounding through. Inhale into our standing cat pose. Exhale, rounding through. So you can start to tuck the tailbone under a little bit here. And then bring it back behind you into cow. And just do a few more. So you will feel it in the legs, building that strength, but also getting that movement in the spine. So we are as young as our spine is supple. So take a moment just to think about that. We are as young as our spine is supple. Do 2 more here. So quite strong in the legs. This body movement. And then next time you come into cat, keep your chin tucked in. And then you're going to slowly push through the feet, keeping that chin tucked in. Roll up through the legs, the spine, and then roll your shoulders at the top. So you are as young as your spine is supple. And I read that a while ago, and then I was going through some notes, and I was reading up a little bit more about it. And it's so true that we get backache or our posture changes, and we end up sort of walking in this position, and we don't have a lot of spinal movement. It's amazing how not just physically we age, but how when people look at us, we age, because we could end up sort of bent over quite a lot. So it is about articulating through the spine and getting some movement in. So maintaining our feet at hip distance apart, we are going to come into a side body stretch. So from here, just bring your hands down by your side. And I want you to almost keep the legs where they are, and just notice how our spine moves. So your right hand or left, doesn't really matter. Just trace down one side. Go as far as you can. Notice if you're like really holding in the neck. Is there a position in the neck that works better for you? Sometimes we can just drop it. Sometimes we need that sort of halfway position. Really breathe into this left side. Notice, breathe. So we need all these range of movements in the body, moving our body in different planes of motion, and then come back up. And we're just going to go to the other side. So as you come down, maybe without judgment, just observe, does one side feel a little bit more relaxed or a little bit stretchier than the other? Breathing deep. I can really feel it in this right hip flexor as well. Take another breath here. Inhale, coming all the way up. And then we're just going to start to take a few twists here. Okay, so we've done this before. You can allow the hands to just float side to side. So you just get a little bit of movement. Sometimes this is called knocking on heaven's door. And you can allow your, depending on if you've got any kidney problems, but you can allow your hands to gently tap your sort of lower back, your kidney area. It's really good stimulation for the adrenal glands, so you can be here. And then see if you can twist just a little bit more. So you're really getting this movement in. If your feet move, allow them to move, that's fine. You don't have to plant them. Sometimes if we keep the feet rigid in their place, we don't necessarily look after the knees as well. So you can allow the knees to soften, bend. Just get a little bit of movement. You can even pick up the pace a little bit. I always think it's amazing how long your arms feel when you do this. It always feels like they're stretching, like they're made of plasticine or something. Find that breath. And then slowly slow it down and come back to center. Okay, from here, keeping the feet where they are, just notice how you feel. So you can feel a little bit woozy, so just take a moment for everything to settle back. And then we're going to go into a little bit of a movement with the breath. So we're going to inhale, take the arms. You can take the feet a little bit wider. And as we exhale, we're going to breathe out through our mouths and really bring our hands down to the floor. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You can even bring a bit of a back bend in here if you want to. Great way to release any tension and stress. And the joy of being at home is that you can really sigh that breath out. 3 more. Stay down. Just take a moment. Notice tingling in the body. And then really slowly roll up. Notice how you feel here. It's amazing how much energy that can create in the body. And if you're not already at the front of your mat, just come to the front of your mat, bending your knees and coming all the way down to the ground, bringing your knees into your chest. And just take a moment here. Notice you can probably feel that increased heart rate. It's always good to just get that little bit of cardio in sometimes as well, but again, that can be done in a really mindful way. You don't have to feel like it's a punishment. I used to love running and then made it quite competitive with myself and used to want to try and beat my times, and which is good. It's good to have that ambition as well. But actually, these days I just do what I can, do what makes me feel good. I do have goals and targets, they're really good to have. But actually, we also have to make sure we move with the himsa and that loving kindness. Taking the circles with the knees now, if you haven't already. And then bringing left foot down to the ground, send the left leg away, bring the right knee in towards the chest. Full body squeeze here. You can circle through the feet. And then left hand holds on to that right knee, right arm out at the side, and just gently bringing that right knee all the way across to the left side, wherever is comfortable. You can keep the gaze up towards the ceiling, or maybe the gaze out towards the right. If you want to, you can straighten through this right leg. Quite like to keep it bent, but there are options. Breathe. Breathe into the back of the body, into the spine, into this twist, into the tummy. That mind, body, heart connection. Slowly rolling back, using our tummy muscles to gently roll through. Hug that right knee in, lift your head up towards the right knee, and then flex through the left foot and lift the left heel off the floor. Take a breath, lengthening through the spine, through the legs. Maybe you can bring your nose all the way up towards the knee. And then coming back down, releasing the left leg, releasing the right foot to the ground, send it away. Reposition the body, and then we're going to bring the left knee in. Hug that left knee in towards the chest. Take a moment here, you can circle that left foot. And then we're going to come into a spinal twist on this side. So left arm out to the side, rolling, the hands sticking to the floor, rolling over towards the right side. And again, your gaze can go towards the left. If you want to straighten that left leg, then please do. And find your breath here. Slowly rolling back. The slower you move, the more you have to sort of tap into these muscles. Bringing that left knee back in towards the chest, and then lifting the right foot off the floor so you're on the heel is lifted. Bringing the nose up towards that left knee and relax through the shoulders. So try not to bring these shoulders all the way up to the ears. Allow that space. Full body awareness. Use the breath. Exhale, soften. Send the left foot away from you. We're going to come into our Shavasana. So decide whether you would like your legs long. Okay, so you can take the full Shavasana with your hands and feet wide. And just arrive here. If you want to bend the knees, do. You can take your cobbler's pose with the soles of the feet touching. Or just having the knees bent, entirely up to you. And just thinking back to that reading from the start about the word yoga and union, mind, body, heart connection. And that's linking all the things together with ourselves. And our mind, body and heart certainly let us know whether things feel good or not. And whether we choose to listen to them is another story, but perhaps we really decide to tune into ourselves a little bit more. And it could be when we're eating, when we decide something that we're going to have for dinner, for lunch. You could ask yourself the questions, does this food make me feel good? Does it nourish my body? How does it make me feel? And if you start to doubt that choice, then maybe you choose something else. And it could be that it does make you feel good and that's what you need right then. But we can do that through all the things that we choose to do. We do have a choice in everything that we do. Might not always feel like it, but we do. And it could be that it's just a choice of how we decide to view things, how our attitude is to things. It might not be the actual thing, whatever it is, that we can choose or change, but we can choose how we approach it, our mindset. Mind, body, heart connection. Take 3 more breaths here. Start to get some movement in, wiggling the toes and the fingertips. Even just rock the head gently from side to side. Get a bit of movement in here. Maybe bring the knees into the chest or take a full stretch. Whatever you do, make it count, and then slowly rolling over and coming up into a comfortable seat. Bringing hands to your heart. Thank you for your time and your commitment to yourself, but also to me as your teacher. I can't put into words how much it actually means to me. It gives me something to do, to get up for, to plan. It gives me a purpose through these times, so thank you for that. And give yourself thanks for that commitment that you have made for you. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of the day. If you want to come and join me on Sunday morning for our summer solstice and International Yoga Day, then please do. It's going to be 8 until 9:30. Just get in contact with me and then I will give you the information and send you a link. From me to you, have a lovely day. Namaste.